Christie is very excited today to actually be hosting a tremendous event where we're going to have for the first time ever Najab Mahdawi, a celebrated Tunisian artist, who's going to be creating a live collaboration with 4 young female Emirati artists. So we're all extremely excited. We're very honored that today's event is under the patronage and presence of His Excellency Abdurrahman Al-Owais, Minister of Culture, Youth and Community Development.
انسجام الأجيال ومساهمة هي نوع ما من هذه، ولكن مساهمة لأنني نؤمن بنفس يعني طريقة العمل هذا للإلقاء يعني المرض، خاصة مجموعة نور، مؤسسة نور اللي هي لها دور كبير جدا، وهذا معروف في البلدان العالم الثالث، ونحو النمو، وإن شاء الله موفق، وإن شاء الله العمل هذا.
The idea came about for today because Ja is actually one of the best performers I've ever seen. He's one of the best calligraphers, works incredibly well, incredibly fast, with incredible energy.
It's a great collaboration between the 4 Emirati artists and Mr. Najja, and being organized by Christie's, that they're producing the surprise piece artwork for tomorrow's auction, and I hope that the art lovers and philanthropists would all attend.
In a region where money is no object when it comes to luxury goods, a fine art auction is perhaps a little overdue. And after 250 years selling antique pieces and old masters to established buyers, auctioneer Christie's is finally putting its art where the new money is.
Frankly, the shape of money has changed. We are actively looking at the 5 international markets at the moment with the greatest potential in the world. Contemporary art from China, contemporary art from India have been very fast-growing categories. And therefore we felt that when we were looking at this part of the world that the Middle Eastern client base and the economic opportunity was ripe to have similar growth. The Middle East is particularly exciting because its proximity to India and Russia means that if we get it right here in Dubai, we can be hopefully addressing 3 of those important target groups in one location, and the economics of that make great sense.
Christie's valued the 128 lots from Middle Eastern and Indian artists at $4 to $5 million, pricing some pieces low to attract interest. This is a rare chance to pick up some pieces by some of the Middle East's leading lights from established artists like this one, Ahmed Mustafa, whose calligraphic work, Orbits of Praise, is expected to fetch around $120,000 to up-and-comers like Shadi Gadirian. She's part of a new wave of Iranian artists who are highlighting the conflict between tradition and modernity. Such exposure is a huge boon for the artists involved and is expected to help other artists in the region too. One of the UAE's leading painters, Abdul Qadir Al Rais, has just been featured in a major exhibition at London's British Museum. He says that Middle Eastern art is now attracting major interest, both at home and abroad.
This really is the golden age for Emirati art. When I started 40 years ago, there were no paintings or sculptures at all. Now, for me, after showing in Europe, prices have kept going up. There's no problem at all in selling. So the price you set is what you get, and the higher the price, the faster the piece is sold.
That's thanks to the patronage of rich Emiratis like Dr. Anwar Gargash, people who have benefited from Dubai's boom. The more wealth coming to the Gulf and the higher the demand for art that represents the region. He's seen big price rises since he started collecting 15 years ago.
I buy what I like, but I do a little research. I've started early, and I think the collection itself is actually appreciated substantially, and I think I started early. But Arab art, still contemporary Arab art, contemporary Middle Eastern art is still undervalued. So there's still chance for many people to make a smart investment.
20,000 is here, 22,000, 25,000.
And invest they did. Once underway, bidding was furious. Ahmed Mustafa achieved a record price for his other featured work. A Middle Eastern buyer paid $280,000, including commission. But the real interest came from Indian buyers. Expatriates here have been a big part of Dubai's growth, and there were lots of visitors from the subcontinent as well.
Are you very, very sure?
Ramashah Bruta's numbers made 10 times his estimate at over $900,000. Overall, the auction netted twice its expected return. For Dubai-based critics, it's a sign that art in the Gulf is finally coming of age.
For once now, the price, the value of Arab art will be fixed. They will have a benchmark for it. You know, being in the Christie's catalog, being promoted by Christie's, of course, the art is going to be exposed to a very, very wide audience. And this is the important thing. Then, ultimately, the demand will grow and the prices will go higher. So it is now the investment phase.
Art investors are told to buy with your heart and not with your head, something that the region's stock traders unfortunately seem to have adopted. In art at least, it's a strategy that's paying off.
Art has often served as an alternative investment for those looking to avoid the turbulence of the global stock markets. And Art Dubai, the city's annual contemporary art fair, gives collectors from all over the world an opportunity for big buys. Wael Hattar is one such art lover. He's dabbled in graphic design himself, works in visual media, and now he's looking to expand his own art collection.
I refer to myself as a baby collector. I like collecting some art. It became kind of a little bit of a habit just to kind of keep collecting prettier and prettier things, or kind of at least interesting things.
You're going to show me the very first piece of art that you bought.
And I can't remember exactly if I bought them both for $250 or each for $250.
Okay.
This was about like $8,000, and that was about kind of maybe 4.
Today, Wael's hoping to find a new piece of art within his budget.
I want to spend around $10,000 maybe, but I have a leeway of, okay, if you know, I can afford going up to like maybe 15 maximum.
With that, it's off to the fair. So we're at a special preview for buyers, patrons, collectors at Art Dubai, of which Wael is one of them. So how are you going to go about finding your art? You're looking very busy over here.
I do a pre-selection of the galleries I want to see, kind of mark them down in the different ones, and then I create the floor plan.
Wael's got just over 2 hours until the special preview closes. He's determined to make it through all 75 galleries.
Wow, nice to meet you.
JDY, wow.
And this was in 2010. This was before the Arab Spring.
Okay.
Part 1 done?
Yes, part 1's done.
Off to the
now
second gallery?
Yes.
Let's go. Trudging through thousands of visitors, he makes his way through hundreds of artworks. After 2 hours of examining, viewing, mingling, and contemplating success, he's found something. Is this it?
It's exquisite.
Okay. Tell me about it.
It's basically...
First of all, how much are you spending?
$18,000.
Can I tell them?
Fine.
$18,000. Your budget was 10.
10, and then the other one was done to like 15.
15.
No, 14, yeah. So this is...
All right. Okay.
But I'll be thin again. No longer food. We'll do art for food.
What's it called?
3-part flare. Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beautiful thing. Great artist. I have 85 from the lady. I waited patiently for her. 90,000. $95,000. I'll take a bid without a panel. It's no good hiding. Beautiful thing. Important thing. 95 I have. One more? You sure? Thank you for the extra bids and for the bidding throughout. At 95,000 then, the lady's been here with Isabel de la Bruyere and selling. Are we all done? At $95,000. No regrets. How's Sold at 95. Thank you very much. Well done, Isabel. What's the lot number?
عبد الناصر، أنت معروف باستخدامك للتقنيات الحديثة في أعمالك، وعلى الرغم من أنه كثير من رسائلك في الأعمال حقتك كثير يعني لها طابع قديم أو لها طابع ديني أو شيء تقليدي، فيها رسالة تقليدية، وأنت في النهاية كمان ابن أبها. كيف أبها ووجودك في السعودية وكونك سعودي أثر على أعمالك؟
شوفي، أي فنان يعني دائما بيكون له مرجعيات في أعماله الفنية، فتكون مرجعياته سواء الدينية أو سواء يعني الاجتماعية أو الإيديولوجيا اللي هو يعيش فيها، فيعني على أساس تظهر بهوية معينة أو بهوية مختلفة عن الآخرين. أنا أستمد أعمالي الفنية من حياتي اليومية، يعني احتكاكي مع الناس في الشارع، في النقاشات، في المواضيع اللي يطرحوها، في المواضيع اللي يناقشوها، فأغلب الأعمال تظهر من حياتي اليومية. أنا دوري أنا كفنان تشكيلي إنه آخذ الرأي اللي موجود أو الرأي العام اللي موجود في الشارع وأحوله إلى رسالة أو مسج من خلال اللي هو العمل الفني. العمل الفني عبارة عن رسالة، وهي تحتاج متلقي، يعني يصير في مرسل ورسالة ومتلقي أو مستقبل. فهذا دوري أنا كفنان، إنه أمارس يعني الآراء اللي أنا أحاول أقولها من خلال الميديا والوسائط الجديدة اللي تنتشر. يعني ممكن استخدم الفيديو او السينما، المقطع السينمائي البسيط الصغير، لانه يوصل على سطح المكتب عند كل شخص، وسطح المكتب عند كل شخص زي ما احنا عارفين منطقة حميمية. فانا قدرت اوصل عن طريق الميديا الى مناطق حميمية عند الناس، وهذا اللي احاول يعني اوصل له يعني.
طب عبد الناصر، احدى اعمالك بيعت بحوالي $1 مليون؟
ايه،
رقم قياسي عربي هذا او شو؟
اي يعني شوف الفكره ببساطه، يعني اغلب الفنانين العرب كانوا يتوقعوا انه لازم الفنان يعني يسافر لنيويورك او يسافر لبرلين او يروح للندن على اساس يقدر من خلال يعني الاماكن هذه.
طبعا لو قاطعتك بس عبد الناصر، ما نشاهده الان على الشاشه هو صوره للوحه او للعمل الذي بيع بحوالي $1 مليون.
بالضبط. اي هذا عمل شوي عنه مسج سلاش ماسنجر. هو عبارة يمثل، يعني هو اسم العمل مسج سلاش ماسنجر أو الرسالة سلاش الرسول، وهو يعني يتكلم عن الأوضاع العالم العربي اللي احنا نعيشها في الفترة الأخيرة. ببساطة حاولت ألخص اللي قاعد يصير من الأوفر رياكتنج اللي قاعد يصير عند الناس، ويعني إنه قاعد أحاول أرجع الناس للواقعية وللموضوعية في التعامل مع المواضيع. الجميل في الموضوع اني انا كسرت مفاهيم كثيره حتى عند الفنانين انفسهم. فانا كنت اقول لك انه الواحد مثلا كان يعتقد الفنان العربي انه لازم يسافر على نيويورك او برلين على اساس يقدر يظهر من هناك ويحقق ارقام قياسيه، بينما انا حققت الرقم القياسي هذا، وهو الرقم بالضبط هو يعني اغلى عمل لفنان عربي على قيد الحياه.
قياسي اذا.
اي طب بس هو ايش معنى كانت مليون؟ هل يعني ومين اللي اشتراه؟
هو اشترى، يعني هو صعب انك تحسن على اسم المشتري، لكن اللي عرفت انه اشترى لمتحف، يعني لمتحف ولشخصيه بريطانيه. هذا اللي عرفنا من معلومات يعني. زي ما كنت اقول لك انه
طب وكيف تم تثمينها بهذا المبلغ؟
يعني صارت المشاركه عن طريق مزاد عالمي اسمه كريستي.
ايوه.
والمزاد العالمي حدد، يعني تخيل انه المزاد نفسه او اداره المزاد قالت انه سعر العمل حيكون من $70,000 ل $100,000، لكن لما الناس شافت والمقتنين شافوا العمل صار بيدنج وصار مزايدات لحد ما وصل $1 مليون.
طيب عبد الناصر، خلينا نطلع،
هذا شيء مميز يعني.
ايوه، طب خلينا نطلع من هذا العمل لشيء اخر. انت عدا عن انك انت فنان تشكيلي، انت بدأت كمان تمارس اعمال فيها اداء كمان، يعني زي التمثيل.
صحيح.
فاذا بس ممكن تشرح لنا هذه النقلة.
هو شوفي، هو الناس ما تفرق بين عمل الاداء وعمل المسرح. عمل الأداء يعني أنا لما عملت عمل عن البيئي عن الشجرة يعني كنت أمارسه في الشارع العام أمام الجمهور، فبعد فترة لقيت إنه الجمهور صار يعني حوالين العمل وبدأ يسألني، وصار الجمهور جزء من العمل، يعني مو مشاهد فقط ويتفرج على الممثلين او المسرحيين، لا هو صار جزء من العمل. فبداوا يسالوني عن الشجره، فقعدت اشرح لهم انه الشجره هذه تاثر على البيئه، وانه هذه الشجره يعني بدات يعني تقتل الاشجار الاخرى اللي هي النيتف او الاشجار الاصليه اللي موجوده عندنا، فصار الموضوع يهمهم، فصاروا جزء من العمل.
طيب الفنان التشكيلي عبد الناصر غارم، نشكرك على وقتك وإن شاء الله نلقاك في مرة أخرى.
مزاد الأعمال الفنية العربية والإيرانية والتركية الحديثة والمعاصرة مزاد تنظمه دار كريستيز المتخصصة في تنظيم المزادات العلنية للأعمال الفنية. هذا المزاد يختلف هذه المرة إذ سيتألف من جزئين، وتركيز منصب على الجزء الثاني، حيث يتضمن 7 أعمال تبرع بريعها فنانون عرب معاصرون من الإمارات ومصر والعراق والكويت وسوريا وفلسطين لدعم برنامج الأغذية العالمي، المنظمة الدولية المنضوية تحت مظلة الأمم المتحدة والمعنية بمكافحة الجوع في جميع أنحاء العالم. ويتزامن هذا المزاد مع حضور الفنان التشكيلي التونسي نجا مهداوي، حيث من المقرر أن يتعاون مع 4 فنانات إماراتيات لإنجاز لوحة إبداعية ستباع بعد انتهاء مزاد الأعمال الفنية العربية والإيرانية والتركية الحديثة والمعاصرة، وسيذهب ريعها لدعم مؤسسة نور دبي.
مشاركتنا أنا أتصور أنه كثير مهمة أن نشارك في مشروع خيري إنساني فني مجتمعي مثل هذا. احنا ان نتعاون مع مجموعة كريستي هذا في حد ذاته مهم كثير بالنسبة لنا، لأنه هذه المجموعة تستطيع أن تسوق بشكل حقيقي للفن. أن نشارك في مؤسسة دبي أو نور دبي في هذا المشروع الإنساني الكبير، أتصور أنه هذا أيضا دورنا احنا كمسؤولية مجتمعية.
تعاون الفنانات الإماراتيات مع الفنان مهداوي هو خطوة من ضمن خطوات نحو العالمية للفن الإماراتي الذي سبق وأن حقق نجاحات على المستوى العالمي.
في كثير من المعارض التشكيلية إماراتية يعني داخل الدولة وخارج الدولة، والحمد لله مشاركين. يعني الحين الحمد لله أنا عندي دعوة في اليونسكو في شهر مارس، والحمد لله يعني هذه دعوات خارجية عالمية ومهمة جدا.
الفن بات يأخذ حيزا كبيرا من اهتمام الدولة، وما تنظيم المزاد وتقسيمه إلى جزئين إلا دلالة واضحة على النضج المتنامي لسوق الفن في منطقة الشرق الأوسط. ريم الأمير، الرؤية الاقتصادية، دبي.
Christie's first opened an office in Dubai in 2005. Very early on, we realized the demand and appetite for art was so strong that in 2006 we decided to hold auctions. We decided to focus on Middle Eastern art, being the heart and soul of the region.
Sold at 230 to you, sir. The team have really made huge strides in holding exhibitions in Kuwait, in Egypt, in Doha, in Abu Dhabi, and really visiting those regions regularly, getting to know the art dealers that are based there, and creating around Christie's a formidable community.
Since 2006, when Christie's held our inaugural auction, we've sold $220 million worth of art, over 2,500 works by Middle Eastern artists, and we've set over 350 world records for Middle Eastern artists at auction.
I mean, we've started with 1 sale a year, which expanded into 2 sales a year. Recently, we've split the sale into 2 parts.
Some highlights of the last 6 years, of course, were the sale of Mahmoud Said's Whirling Dervishes, which sold for $2.6 million, which is currently the highest price ever achieved for any Arab artist at auction. In April 2008, we sold Parviz Tanavli's Wall, the Persepolis, which made $2.8 million, is still the highest price ever achieved for any work by any Middle Eastern artist at auction. The sale of Abdel Nasser Gharam's Dome in 2011, which raised close to $900,000 for Edge of Arabia.
Please note, ladies and gentlemen, that the artists have donated every single work in this grouping and all of the proceeds from the sale will go to charity. One thing that's true all over the world is that philanthropists are frequently art collectors, and art collectors are frequently philanthropists. So it came as no surprise to us when many of our collectors requested if we could help them to raise funds for the charities in which they were engaged.
$52,000 I have. I will take. Thank you very much. Christie's has a strong social responsibility, I think, and it is very important for us to be involved, to be able to give back to the local community. So overall, we're very proud that over the last several years, we've actually raised over $20 million for charity in the region.
When we first began our sales program, around 90% of the works of art were being sold here in the region to collectors in the region. That's changed radically. Now around 50% of the works that we sell to collectors in Asia, in Europe and in America.
The most thrilling thing of it all is that actually we see so many younger collectors coming in. Young collectors wanting to buy for their first time. They're in their 20s and their 30s, and they're looking to younger artists of their own generation.
Over the next 3 to 5 years, Christie will continue to expand our presence throughout the Middle East, our activities throughout the Middle East. We'll undertake education initiatives. We'll look to expand our exhibitions throughout the region.
With this incredible investment and development in the museums, so will come many more collectors who are keen to acquire objects and artists that are keen to work here in the region. There'll be an enormous amount of change, of development, of growth here, and Christie's will be an integral part of that.